As a single incident, the London Bridge attack has sent a shockwave through a normally resilient city. What makes it worse is the growing concern that things like this keep happening, and nobody can stop them. When the Westminster Bridge attack happened in March, it was regarded as a relatively random act by a peripheral figure, probably a one-off. But the security services in the UK were then taken by surprise at the apparent sophistication of the Manchester attack 2 weeks ago, particularly the use of a homemade bomb and the suggestion of an organised ring. Saturday night's attack had that in common.
We have a very large investigation ongoing, and we will be seeking to establish whether anyone else was working with or assisting in any way or helping in the planning of this attack in the way that you would expect.
While ISIL claimed responsibility for the Manchester attack, it remains unclear to what extent it has infiltrated the UK, and all the attackers so far have been identified as British-born. The Internal Security Service, MI5, has already begun an investigation into what it missed in Manchester. They can now add this as well.
Having a third attack in a very short period of time, from the Westminster one through Manchester to this, is, of course, incredibly worrying.
After Manchester, the government put troops on the streets and raised the security level to critical, but then it was reduced again, so it appears there was no prior intelligence of this attack. So far, the main response from the government has been to threaten greater sanctions against those considered a risk.
We need to review Britain's counter-terrorism strategy to make sure the police and security services have all the powers they need. And if we need to increase the length of custodial sentences for terrorism-related offences, even apparently less serious offences, that is what we will do.
It all provides the most extraordinary backdrop to the national election, which is scheduled for Thursday. Campaigning has been suspended for now, but it seems inconceivable that the election itself will be postponed. The signal that would send is that the attackers are winning. London has always been considered the UK's most integrated city, where tolerant attitudes have been in contrast with Islamophobia elsewhere in the country. Increasingly, those attitudes are being tested. Lawrence Lee, Al Jazeera, London.